This is the Combat Station. I'm your host, Ty Matthews, and today we have a special guest on headlining a show for Cage, Olli, and sorry if I butchered your name, Santalahti. Is that correct?
Yeah, you pronounce it quite good.
Thank
Yes,
you, mate.
Santalahti. What?
Okay, thank you, mate. Now let's get into it. Obviously, you're headlining a show now in Finland, and you're fighting a UFC veteran in Sekulic. So going into this fight, what's your mentality? What have you been working on?
Yeah, I got this chance to headline again in Finland, in Finland's leading MMA promotion, Cage MMA Finland. And yeah, this ain't my first UFC veteran I'm going to face. And now I have been training like hell since my last fight in Brave. It was quite a mess, but now I'm going to collect what's mine and get that win.
Yeah, about your last fight. Obviously, you fought a 9-0 Dagestani. What have you took from that fight going into this one, which you will improve on?
I have proven my overall game, and what comes to the last fight, to my mind, I was in the last round winning the fight before the referee made a huge mistake by cutting the fight. If you have seen it, I got like 36 illegal blows to the back of my head, elbow strikes, cut my back of the head open. And in the third round, when I was almost mounted, I had Dagestani handcuff on the Dagestani, and I started throwing punches. The referee stopped it because I was losing too much blood on the cut on back of my head. So what I can say, I was quite pissed. So after that, I just went further and developed my overall game and waiting for this next fight, like it's my last one.
What is your prediction for this fight? Do you have any method you believe you're going to get him out there, Stefan Zekulic out? What method do you think you'll defeat him by?
Sekulic is quite good overall fighter, but his strengths are on the grappling. He's a Ludo black belt. I'm also very accomplished submission artist, and I like to grapple. So our both strengths are on the mat and in the grappling scene. So I think the one who starts throwing more and lands more will take this one. And my game plan is to be that guy who lands more and lands more precisely.
Now you're fighting in your hometown. Obviously, as you said, you fought in Brave, which is more of it has more Russian sort of fighters. How is it fighting in your hometown? Are you excited to get back to Finland, fight in front of your people?
It's always nice to have that home crown behind me, and this is like my seventh or eighth fight in cage, so I'm quite familiar with their show. I don't need to stress about how I'm going to uh, be able to get to the venue and how the things are going there. So I'm 100% able to focus on the fight and focus on putting a hell of a fight.
Now, Finnish MMA is in quite an infancy. Obviously, it's not as there's a lot of other cultures where it's more associated with MMA. MMA. What would you like to with Finnish MMA? What would you like to show to the world, and would you like to get it onto a bigger stage?
Uh, we Finns are really tough fighters. We have a quite good MMA scene here, but due to the lack of managers and maybe the northern location here has lacked our entrance to the UFC and the bigger stages. I'm more than ready to take that another step towards the bigger stages, and this is my chance to prove that I'm UFC caliber. When I finish Sekulic, I hope that I would get a hell of a birthday present. My birthday is coming on 18th of March, and as you may know, it's the same date as UFC London. So hopefully, I will get a quite nice birthday present after this fight.
Fair enough, mate. I'm rooting for you. Would you take a short notice call up if anything like that came then? And just improve on coming up next. How many times would you like to fight this year, and what is the goal for by the end of the year?
I have always been like quite. Uh, I like to fight, and I have always wanted to have at least 4 fights a year. Couple last years have been quite quite a struggle with the fights. Last year I was supposed to have 4 fights, but two of them, or actually, I had scheduled 6 fights, and only two of them went down. So I'm really eager to have more than 2 fights this year. I'm aiming for 4 to 5 fights.
Now, I was just going to ask you, what got you into MMA in the first place? What was the thing that started your passion for fighting?
I have always wanted to do martial arts. When I was 6 years old, I asked my mom if I could start boxing or doing Thai boxing, but she was very she didn't like that. So I had to wait a couple more years, and after I quit swimming, I swam like 8 years. And when I turned 12, I decided that I will go to karate lessons. And I had made my search about that gym, and I knew that they have kickboxing. So immediately when I had done my beginner's course in karate, I went to the kickboxing, then came submission wrestling, and after that I was uh, quite quite good in submission, grappling overall. My coach asked me if I would like to try MMA, and my answer was yes, of course. What is it? And yeah, after that I have been focusing on MMA. So almost 16 years now.
What is outside of MMA? What is your favorite thing to do? Obviously, you mentioned you do enjoy you used to do swimming, but outside of MMA, what is your favorite thing to do?
I have my own miniature poodle. I have my fiance, and basically all my time now is going with the training. But when I have my free time, I enjoy spending time with my family, with my dog, with my fiance. And here in Finland, we are quite crazy people, and I like to do like winter swimming, if you know, like a hole in the ice,
Oh, nice.
take sauna and go to the freezing water. That's like one of my hobbies, if I can say.
I don't know how you do it. What that sounds painful going in ice in the winter, but each own. You
Yeah,
got
but
the fighting mentality. You can deal with that.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, we have like used to it here in Finland. Almost every people got sauna in their apartment, and we tend to go to the sauna since we're very young kids, and the uh, ice swimming is or winter swimming, how do you want to call it, it's quite common nowadays here in Finland, and it's actually helps the body to recover. So it's like win-win situation. You can lose up your mind a little bit just trying to relax in the ice cold water, and after that you're able to get to the hot sauna and get your body warm after that.
Quickly, we'll end it. I've probably got two to three more questions, so we'll end it soon. But just one more outside of fighting. If anyone was to go Finland, let's say they've never gone before, what would be your main recommendation to do?
uh, Visit Helsinki, our capital. You have so much to do there. In tourist point of view, it's probably the most it's the biggest city here in Finland. Visit Helsinki, visit all the street food places, Kotko chicken. If you have watched Netflix series, it's really good. And if you have time, visit Turku. I live in Turku. It's 200 kilometers from Helsinki, and these two cities are the most beautiful places here in Finland, and of course Lapland. But it's take a little bit more time to travel in the north.
And let's wrap it up here quickly. So you've said about your opponent earlier, you think you can out grapple him even though he's a grappler. What is your final prediction? Do you have a round you can give us that you'll finish him and method?
I have 9 first round finishes, so I would love to have my 10th one here in Finland. So in the first round with Anaconda choke.
Cool. Well, I'll keep that in mind. And finally, anyone you would like to shout out before we go? Anything, anyone?
All my fellow training punchers from Finn Fighters Gym, but maybe especially Kirill Andrew. He's one of my main training partners now, up and coming prospect here from Finland. He had 5 professional fights last year, was able to finish 4 of them, and only 1 loss when he fought in King of Kings in his professional debut. But yeah, take a look on Kirill. He's also fighting in the same card with me, and also, of course, Hama Dara is also making a fight in the cage.
Would you like to shout your socials before we go?
Yeah, if you guys who are watching this don't mind, follow me on Instagram at Santalahti Olli, and in Twitter I'm Santalahti MMA, but I'm not quite familiar with Twitter. Maybe in the future.
Well, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on. I'm wishing you the best for your fight next week, and hopefully you get the first round Anaconda.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure having this chat with you.
Anytime, mate. Well, thank you. And this has been the Combat Station, and we are out.